Sometimes even a god must be humbled. Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Thor. We finally made it, boys, to the finale of Fury's Big Week. So in this movie we have Thor, son of Odin, played by Chris Hemsworth, who is the Prince of Asgard, soon to be king as well. However, due to circumstances totally in his control, called an ego, he basically gets stripped of his powers and now has to learn how to be a good person. Instead of just being a battle-hungry guy that he is. And man, does Chris Hemsworth play this role really well. Like, perfectly, I might even say. However, if I have to make one complaint about this character, well, it's not about the characterization. It is not about the actor. Why did they dye his eyebrows? That looks so weird. Like, in none of the other movies after this, no Avengers movies, none of the sequels have him dye the blonde eyebrows. Why? Why did they do that? It looks so distracting. Come on, man. But outside of that, Chris Hemsworth does a phenomenal job portraying Thor. I mean, before Chris Hemsworth, they almost hired a guy named Tom to be Thor. Can you imagine that? A guy named Tom being Thor? For shame. But Chris Hemsworth does his best. He's funny in the comedic moments that he has, which Thor takes seriously. Like, I want another! We just break something. And he's serious when he needs to be. He's just great overall. And he's hot, I think, because that's what the movie portrays. So that's also a bonus. Next up, we have Natalie Portman portraying Jane Foster. And she's alright in the movie. I liked her. I don't think she was, I liked the relationship between the two. But for some reason, I didn't really fully feel a spark between the two of them. It was like almost there. They were like pretending to have a spark, but it didn't really feel like there was a spark. And that is kind of the issue. But Jane Foster is, and she's an astrophysicist. Don't know what that means. I'm not really that smart. And so that kind of stuff has to, I guess, kind of do with Thor, so it works. But I liked her in the movie, but I feel like it wasn't like perfect casting. It was just good casting. Next up, speaking of perfect casting, my goodness, speaking of the fellow named Tom Hiddleston portrays Loki, the god of mischief, and my goodness, is he good in the role. I mean, he's so good, he got his own Disney Plus show. And apparently, the director thought that Hiddleston would be better as Loki, and he couldn't have been right. The director, by the way, is Kenneth Branagh, I guess. I don't know, bad with names. Sorry if I messed it up, but he directed the movie, and he did a pretty good job in this movie overall. But Tom Hiddleston is perfect in Loki, because Loki is a sad character in this movie, and you really get to feel how sad it is. Sad he is in this movie. I loved Loki in this movie. Like, the stuff that he does, it works. Like, I'm trying to be spoiler free because the fact that, I do a spoiler talk later on. We'll talk spoilers there. But overall, Loki, I thought, was great in this movie. Next up, we have Anthony Hopkins portraying Odin, the father of Thor and Loki. And he does it fantastically as well. Man, these castings, they just can't go wrong, can they? But he works really well as like this leader, this wise man. God of War could learn something from that. But he also works as a father because, you can kind of see in some scenes where he kind of like lets his guard down around his sons. I like that. And I love that Anthony Hopkins in the role. But we have a lot more of a cast to go through. Don't worry about it. Because next up we have Stellan Skarsgård. What a name. Skarsgård. My goodness. That's such a cool name. Playing Eric Selvig. And we have Kat Dennings portraying Darcy Lewis. And they were fine in the roles. Eric is basically kind of like the sane person of the group. Where it's like, kind of like questioning the whole stuff that Thor starts to spew out. Where it's like, this guy, he might not be the guy that you're looking like that he says he is. He could just be an escapee from an insane asylum or something like that. And Darcy is a comic relief character. And they played that perfectly. Then we have, oh my god, Cole Feor as Laufey, which, to be honest, looking at his picture, I don't see it. But this guy could return to the MCU as a different character, and I wouldn't even know because of all the stuff that they put on him. And Laufey is our villain of the movie. He is the king of the Frost Giants, and he's fine. He's once again on the same trend as the other villains, underdeveloped And also, like, he's basically there just to be a bad guy so that we got a bad guy in the movie. He plays that role fine. I like the mysterious element that he has, you know, when he's in the shadows and stuff like that. The way that he speaks, the way that the actor acts. I love all that stuff. It's just he's so underdeveloped and underutilized in this movie. But that's par for the course for Marvel movies if you've watched my MCU retrospectives. Because the best villain that we've had so far is Red Skull. And that's just because the dude's just pure evil. He is pure evil. That's it. Hey, Hawkeye. Next up, we have... Alright, here we go. Ray Stevenson as Volstagg. We have Tadanobu Asano as Hogun. And we have Josh Dallas as Fandral. And together, those three make the Warriors 3, and they are very entertaining in the movie. Mainly Volstagg. I mean, like, later on in the movie, he just, like, knocks on a window and starts to wave. It's just fun. He's great in the movie. They're all great in the movie. Then we have Idris Elba as Heimdall, and Idris Elba is a fantastic actor. You may know him from such voices as Knuckles the Echidna, but he does a really good job in this movie being a guy who just basically always obeys the rules. Because, like, look, I control the Bifrost. You're not allowed in. I will not allow you in. However, because of circumstances, he does look the other way because, you know, he needs to for the story to happen, but also because the fact is, like, stuff didn't really quite add up. So I kind of would like to know why stuff doesn't add up here as well. So you go. But he cares about everything that's going on, even though he has to obey the king. So Heimdall's a good guy. And then we have Jamie Alexander as Lady Sif, the last person that I will talk about. And she's good too. She really has that strong woman energy without being actually, you know, invincible like nowadays strong women are. She just has this... she just portrays herself very confidently, and I like that. It's like, yes, she has been in a lot of battles. She has taken a lot of heads as trophies, probably. And it's good. And she does a good job in this movie as well. But if I had to complain a little bit about this movie, starting off, I hate this because I typed this into Google before. I typed in Dutch angle, and Google went in a Dutch angle. Anyway, I would like to first of all say that Dutch angles are a German thing, not a Dutch thing. Just want to make that clear. For the record, it's not. It's technically just a German angle. Second of all, they use it way too much in this movie, and it's so distracting at a lot of points. It is my actual, like, main complaint about this movie. I really like this movie, but that is kind of like where I'm just like, can you just stop? Just put the camera straight. And also you get some shaky cam insert, like, they're in a van talking and the camera just starts to shake. It's like, but why? You don't need the camera to shake. Why does the camera shake? It makes no sense. And the next problem, well, this is not really a problem, but I've seen people complain about it, but it's like, it depends on who you are in that sense for this problem to really be a problem. Because for me, I love the fact that Thor gets, you know, a storyline where he needs to learn how to, you know, respect things, respect authority, but also not just go into battle every day. And that also means he gets stripped of his power, and we don't really get much Thor until the end of the movie. And that might be where I've seen the biggest complaints about this movie being the fact that the lack of Thor, the Thor powers, you know. And I get it, but I also love the way that this movie tackles the subject matter at hand. And I love the way that it does that. So for me, I like this, but I've seen people complain about it. But I just thought, like, there is a lack of Thor. You do feel it, but also it's like, that's because that's what the story that they're trying to tell. However, I would have liked a couple more action sequences to kind of break up the slow moments with some action. Would have been nice. Not too much, but there's like maybe an extra action sequence. Just a thought. So let's just get straight into final verdict. So while I did very much enjoy this movie and it has some issues, I am more of an apologist for this movie, just like how I was with the last one that I did, The Incredible Hulk. So my final verdict for Thor is going to be an 8 out of 10. Now I know that might be high for some of you, but I don't care. This is my channel. I do what I want. I'm giving it as an 8 out of 10. Which one do I think is better, Thor or The Incredible Hulk? If I did have to say one, I have to say Thor. Also, I will say this. Asgard and all the realms, like we go to Asgard, Jotunheim, they look so beautiful. I mean, Jotunheim doesn't necessarily look beautiful, but there's reason for that, story reason. But like, Asgard looks so beautiful. Like, when you get transported to Asgard for the first time, it's like, wow. That's just the thing that I had. I was just like, wow. But that has been my review for Thor. So comment your thoughts down below about Thor. Do you like the slow pace that this movie has, which isn't always a negative? Or do you wish that it was just more Thor and less of this whole, you know, teaching your child a lesson? Basically, comment down below and let me know. And thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And if you did, please like button, subscribe if you're new, if you've done so already, turn on notifications, and don't forget to check out my Let's Play channel, link in the description and at the end of the video. And I'll see you guys in about an hour for a spoiler talk, and I'll see you guys next time when we finally get to do the Avengers. So I'll see you then. Bye.